Yeah, Michael, I see you there. Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Dunn, Mr. G23, what is up?
We are flying by the seat of our pants right now, but that is the way
That's
to do
right.
it.
Okay, so if those of you in the comments want to say, hey, show starts at 58 seconds, you can put that in the comments right now. The show has begun. Very excited to have guests on the show. It's actually second time guests on the show. There's not very many people who have been on twice. We got Randy with AT3 Tactical.
Hey guys, howdy. Hey, happy New Year, man.
Happy New
Eagle
Year.
Room, happy New Year, everybody. 2024. Let's make this one better because last year was crazy.
You know, you used to always hear people saying, "Oh, 2020 is going to be my year. 2019 is going to be my year." Why are people saying 24 is going to be their year? No one is saying that.
I
Um,
did. Oh yeah, yeah.
okay, 24 is going to be the year.
A year. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Lots of good conversations to be had, and Shot Show is right around the corner. I'll be popping my Shot Show cherry this year, so can't wait. It's pretty
Same for
excited.
me. My
Yeah,
first time.
perfect. Well, we'll meet up there then for sure.
I'm, we can talk about Shot Show here. Oh, I was going to bring my Shot Show book out. We can talk about Shot Show here as one of our items.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with some TX bourbon.
Ah, very nice. Happy New Year. I'm gonna start with water. That's kind of one of the resolutions this year. Is I'm done drinking for quite a while.
You know what?
So
My wife and I decided that we're going to drink more in 24.
wow,
We
juxtaposition.
never, ever drink. Never drink.
Good. Well, that it's, at least you can moderate, and that's kind of some people's problems, right?
Hey, if it was a bag of Cheetos, I can't moderate bag of Cheetos, but for whatever reason, thank the Lord, I don't have a problem with alcohol.
Good.
I'm just fat. I'm
That's
not an alcoholic. I'm just fat.
fine. Oh
Bill
man,
Pogue, longtime viewer. Thank you, sir. Got
howdy.
Rich. Sean says Happy New Year.
Yeah, man.
Johnny Propane. Look at this. Johnny Propane.
Evening,
What is up?
folks. He says.
It's a
Good to
great
see.
name.
I know he sounds like a man that I could get along with. Looking at that
Wonder
man.
if he knows Rusty Shackelford. That's
Ah, uh, I got the
Did you
topics.
catch that one?
Do you want me to send them to you? I did not catch that one. Sorry, that one flew
If
over.
you yeah, if you want to, that's fine. I got your email up here.
Oh, you found
Um,
it. Good.
well, I didn't find it, but I do have my email up here.
All right, I got you.
So here's the point of this stream tonight. We wanted to say, hey, it's the first day of the new year, and my channel is going to have a focus on budget AR-15 builds. And if you watch the AT3 Tactical Show, which you 100% should, they have a great focus on building a high quality rifle. And we got to talking on email and trying to figure out, where does the word budget actually come into play? What is a budget? What makes something a budget? Why are some things relegated to only being budget tier when realistically there's not a whole lot of difference between some stuff? And so um, I love that the AT3 Tactical channel does a great job of breaking down different terminologies and really attacking some of the norms. There's a bunch of gatekeeping that happens in our world, and I
Yeah,
think I don't know. I think regular guys like us can maybe do something about some of that and encourage people to, hey, you can do it. Everyone was new at some point, and for the most part, everybody over here in the comments I'm seeing, these guys are uh, extremely supportive, and most people, I don't see any gatekeepers over here in the comments.
I love that term that you use, gatekeeper term. The hobby that I came from previously, I can't remember if we talked about that in our last stream or what have you, but I was in that saltwater aquarium hobby and I was teaching
Oh, that's
people.
right. Yes.
Yeah. See, was teaching people on YouTube how to do that. Another extremely expensive and addicting hobby. But if you want to say guns are a hobby, I say guns are a hobby because I love them. It's a hobby. That's where I put my expendable dollars, So it's a hobby. But at that point, that gatekeeping sentiment of knowledge was the exact same in that space because it's chemistry, biology, husbandry. I mean, it's like putting a monkey in space, right? It's really difficult to do. This is another area, guns, building them, just understanding, firearms mechanics in general, which applies to across the board in some cases, just general functionalities. But all the information was always gate kept or guarded, or
Yeah.
the wisest one didn't tell anybody and never shared it.
Yeah.
And so the rest of us are left to get bits and nuggets of what we think, mix in people's opinion, mix in people's all kinds of people's their personal beliefs, their feelings, their purchase defenses is something we're going to talk about later, and then that all you get on the other side is this nothing. Nobody's saying anything, at this point, right? It's this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. And you're like, man, when did we why are we chasing the best? Can we get back to the basics?
Yeah.
And so, my favorite thing in the military ever to do was to teach the young soldiers, man. At all front, I would jump up if somebody was teaching a class and they were doing it like half-assed or something. I'd be like, no, sorry, let me take over. And but we'd actually like break it down into here, guys, here's how you do it. Now let's go out and do it. And now you put those two together. I taught you something. If you put it to use and it worked, then it's easy to understand. And I don't know. I'm a big fan of not gate guarding or gatekeeping information, because it's information. Anybody can find it. It's difficult to find. That's why I found it all, and then I'm trying to like spit it out as fast as I can.
So you're starting out. We're going to get to G23's question here in just a second, because one of the first things on our list has to be the pricing, which I'm going to leave that starred here, G23, because we're 100% we'll probably start with that. But what I guess so I'd have to go back to like 2006, and I don't know, how old was I in 2006? Like 25 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
I think you and I are about the same age. So
no, because I joined the military at 18 or 17 or 18 in 2003. So
okay, well maybe I'm
a little behind you. I'm a little behind
you. So I was like in my 20s. I had just purchased a home. This was I had rental properties. This was before my current business had really taken off, and we just bought a house, the same house we live in now. I paid 11 raspberries and a Jolly Rancher for this house. I only got a couple of years left and it's paid for, so I'm not moving now. But anyway, about this time, before the crazy economy stuff happened, 07, 8, 9, and something was happening with ARs right about there, and I decided I'm going to build my first one. And I decided to build my first gun at the worst possible time, because no one had LPKs, no one had lowers. You'd have to spend $150 to get a lower in sometimes. And I pieced everything together, built my first gun, probably 06, 07, somewhere right in there. And I watched YouTube videos, because they let us do more back then, and learned from a guy, watched that video 900 times as I assembled my first lower. Yes. And I didn't even know if I was building a budget gun. I had no idea. I just was looking at some brands that I was familiar with. And it was a PSA. No, it was an Anderson lower. I got a parts kit from some guy on eBay. Yeah. So, I mean, that was the first build. I still have parts of that gun today, but that was, it was a YouTube video. I didn't have someone who was walking me through anything, or no one seemed to care what I was doing,
Yeah. That's funny. That's interesting, because when I built my first one, it was when I joined AT3, but I'm familiar with it. And so I dove into the rabbit hole of information, and I like Reddits and forums and this and that and videos and stuff. And so that's kind of where I pick up all this stuff. But to your point, anyway, to your point about building versus building by, and man, I spent 16 years behind the U.S. Army issued bastard. We could shoot pretty proficiently with it, and
Yeah.
that thing didn't cost a heck of a lot of money. I bet you. Yeah,
So
and it's
from I don't know that much about like what does the average like introduction to an AR-15 include from a military perspective? Did you actually?
yeah,
I mean, obviously they're training you on how to take them apart and stuff like that. But like, would you have built one right then with the knowledge you had?
God no. That's a specialized position that you have to get transferred into, or you have to
Yeah.
join the military for the armorer's position. And even then, there's even echelons above that of like maintenance and levels of maintenance that you could have a job in or something. So no,
So is
you
that gate?
as the boots on the ground, I know you know
Yeah.
how to disassemble it. You know how
Yeah.
to put it back together. Nothing ever comes off. Do not lose on your life that fire retaining pin. It was beating our
Man.
heads. You will probably beat
So was
yourself.
that gatekeeping? That was gatekeeping that the military was doing to you.
Oh yeah. But what it did then is hone in. I mean, I've been shooting since I old enough with a Chipmunk 22 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so what it did though is then the marksmanship, right? The fundamentals, teaching you the aim, breathe, trigger squeeze, steady position, aim, breathe, trigger squeeze. Those are four fundamentals, all of that stuff. And then, adopting it every time I stand behind a rifle or a firearm or something. And so taking all of that knowledge and how to shoot, how to adjust, how to, all this other stuff that they teach you. Definitely no ballistics. Yeah. I mean, there's guys
Right.
that are really big into guns and in the military and they were already knee deep in this stuff. For me, I'm hunting and fishing on my non-military time, and that doesn't come often when you're active duty. So, yeah. So I don't know, man. Budget wise, though, yeah. If the U.S. military if mil spec, uh, who would consider mil spec budget? I think the whole community, right?
I think
It's
so.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That our entire country was built on USGI, right? Mil spec. So
Well,
to that point, yeah.
so that means that mil spec is the lowest common denominator, but thank goodness we have mil spec because we all know what the AR-10 platform is like.
Oh goodness. Yeah, exactly. But the good thing is we're using the AR-15 model in the AR-10 space, kind of as the 2A community as a
Yeah.
whole, and then we're starting to get a lot more standardization. I see it all at all twists and turns.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah. So for me personally, I definitely consider a mil spec Army issued our military issued rifle to be all right. That's your basic bitch. That's your bottom line, bottom dollar.
So what would that how much could you make the military standard issue rifle for in 2024 dollars?
Dude. If you shot Black Friday and you were smart and you were on PSA and you were picking up like near $150 or whatever that you could get a receiver set or what have
They had
you.
$49 ones just last week, $49
Yes.
lowers.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Okay. And then build it out of that. I can build that with that and all mil spec parts and have a fully functioning, really good shooting rifle.
Yeah.
For like, what is it? G23 here. Is it like $300 maybe?
So I built the cheapest one I could back in April of last year. And
Oh
I
yeah.
even did a rattle can spray paint job on it, and I have the AT3 optic on it, and including that $100 optic, because I think you guys have it listed at 129, but I think when I made it, you guys had a deal where it was like 10% off or something, and I priced it at around $105. So at that $105 optic, I built that gun, including the optic, for like $380.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would have been a sub $300 gun.
The optics one is really interesting too, because that's where a lot of the budget blah 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 conversation comes from, right? But and yeah, sure, you can go. One of our favorite things here. I'll hold the cussing too, so I got to remind myself. Um, one of my favorite things is so you can go on Amazon and Bezos will ship you any old red dot and probably have it to you next day, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and but and you're paying a cheap price. They're very attractive. But then you start to go through, I like to do all my due diligence and read the product specs and stuff like that. So, there's some optics out there where it's, I won't say the brand name, but then you go, one of their marketing points on one of their pictures was suck it and see or something. And I was like, hey, AI,
Nobody reads.
AI can generate better than that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It was so funny. So that's kind of a running joke around here. But when that comes up,
Suck it and see.
we laugh at it every time. But when that comes up, dude, it's like, yeah, sure. Does that company offer a lifetime warranty with their products? Can you call somebody?
Right.
If can you call somebody here in Minnesota or wherever and say, yeah, you get, we'll take care of you. Oh, you have a problem? Send it in. We'll send you a brand new one. No questions asked, right? And transferable too. Yeah. Okay. So
Right.
now let's talk about budget. The optics world. It's an interesting place, but yeah, we we seek out quality. It's a balance
Right.
between quality and like if I'm not going to use it every day, the brand new Delta. I have a green dot alpha on my desk, by the way.
Is that
So
the Gideon one?
no, ours green dot alpha.
Oh, yours. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's not out yet, but I've got.
Oh, secrets.
I'm telling you, like I use ours, and if it doesn't pass the Randy test, then it doesn't fly or it doesn't get talked about. But I have the alphas in the Delta magnifier on my rifle. I put them on every single rifle or almost every rifle that we have in the studio that you see on the videos and stuff. And I beat them. I run them. We're out there all the time, just shooting content and shooting.
Yeah.
So, in that spirit, now to the side. Now, is that budget then at that point? Because I have $100 priced optic. I
Well,
don't think so.
I think most. So I guess let's kind of define some of these terms because that's what G23 said earlier. Like I would say that anything under realistically anything under in today's money, anything under that $400-500, we used to be able to say $300-400, but now it's more like $400-500.
Hmm.
If you're getting a rifle in that category, I think most people would agree that that's budget.
Oh yeah, and then I mean, what comes along with that conversation? Something I hate to death is the shame. You're the
Right.
pleb. Oh, you're a
Yes.
pleb.
Yes.
Shame on you. Or this X and X brand is garbage and stuff. You probably never touched one, but
Just based
okay,
on the brand, people will
yeah,
say that. Just
dude.
based on the brand.
Budget shaming is the biggest thing I am after in the two A space for sure.
Yeah.
I do not agree with it. It's gross. It's like in what world should I'm pulling them. I have some talking points here. I want to make sure I hit a few of them, but no, this is natural conversation. We're just off the cuff here. Look at let's talk about budget shaming real quick. That's
Gatekeeping and budget shaming, 2 words of the day.
dude. I can talk hours on budget shaming, but think about all right. So what's one of the two kind of biggest 2A organizations that we have? They're our backbone, the NRA, the NSSF. There's
Okay.
there's other ones out there too, right? But NRA, SSSF.
Wait, how did you just get balloons? What was that?
I don't know.
You just got balloons that went up.
This is an Apple, and I'm not an Apple user, so this is the office computer. I don't know. Probably recognize something. That was cool. Anyway, wow, that was a churning conversation.
Wow.
Good. Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, someone.
But okay, so those giant or those big giant organizations, go to their pages Go to their social media feeds. Guess what it's filled with? Ways to try to introduce and warm welcome new shooters to
New
the 2A
shooters.
space. We are trying to grow the community. Guess what budget shaming does? Anti-grows the community.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And guess what? Oh, you're poor. You're so poor. You shouldn't even own that rifle because it was under $300. Yeah. Well, I bet you I can outshoot you with it. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go iron sights. Let's go. But still, okay. So if the two largest organizations that we all hold dear, right? Or if some of those larger organizations we all hold dear are trying to warmly welcome in new shooters, anybody who is saying shame on you for buying cheap, shame on you for being interested in guns, and
Right.
doing what you can afford at the time. And we all know where it goes once you get in there, right? You're
Yeah. Just
gonna
get in the door.
you just got to get in the door. And the number one thing that these people are finding every time that they probably didn't even think about it. They just they thought, I want one. I'm fully capable of buying one. I went and price shop like I do with everything else in my life. I found this
Right.
cheap one. It's got reviews. It's and so I buy it. And then when I go to research it on the internet after I'm really excited about my purchase, everywhere I turn is how dumb I was, how crappy of a decision it was, how poor I am, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the community.
Yeah.
I
You'll fit
hate it.
right in.
I hate it to death, man. I hate it. So, in that spirit, it's like, you know, if at any point I can nip that conversation, I mean, I'm not afraid to do it, person to person, but yeah, I'm not a conflict type guy, but I can share some thoughts and but you know, budget shamers. Okay, so you got to think from the side of the budget shamer, right? Uh, where's that budget shaming come from? Like, why in the world would they? Why in the world would a community adopt? And this is okay. Think of this: 2A community, right? As a whole, big giant circle, right?
Right.
Everything firearms related you could ever think about, hunting, and that includes offshoots with hunting. That includes whatever all these other offshoots.
Well, and
Okay,
some people are friendly and they don't even own a gun.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
So it doesn't
exactly.
have to be a gun
It
owner
doesn't
even.
even
You
have
can
to
be
be a gun
2A
owner.
friendly. Yeah.
Perfect, big giant community,
Big
right?
circle.
Okay, then you talk about AR-15s and this military style, weapons, right?
Right.
Tiny little slice of this
Yeah.
big giant pie. So in that tiny little slice of this big giant pie, there's a large group of it. It's a community now, right? This is a
Yeah.
community, and now that community has this sentiment that for some reason is still going on, even by big giant like well-known people in this little segment of the 2A, right? Um, they're budget shaming too, and it's like, since when did this become an okay thing? When all in the end of at the end of the day, we want to grow the community. We want to teach people to be better shooters, which means know everything about your firearm inside and out, and learn how to shoot with it, right? And be proficient with it. Okay, well, those two things are mission to different, right? What you do with your rifle, the way you train with yours, the way you train with one rifle or another rifle is different. It's mission dependent. So for the hobbyist or for the just interested who just buys that off the shelf rifle and just interested in getting in, they man, I got so many thoughts going. I can talk about this. So these budget. So anyway, remind me where that thought was headed. Anyway,
Well,
so go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say and this might jump you off. I shot with family over Christmas break. Uncle got his first AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I built it. You sent in a set of sights that are on there.
Oh, nice.
HE3 flip up, your metal pros or whatever they are, those flip ups.
Yep. Yeah,
put that on there with a unbranded AR upper receiver set. And
Yeah.
then I did an 80% lower and he milled it out. And we had a great time. After Thanksgiving lunch, we went out to the shop and built this gun together. Took a couple hours, had a great time. And so he came up to us for Christmas. That was at Thanksgiving. And we were showing off his rifle to an uncle and some other family that was there. And it was crazy the conversations that were coming up about that AR-15, where it's like, wait, you got an AR-15? And I was like, yeah, we got more than one of them out there in the garage. Like there's not just one. And it was crazy though, the stigma with that. And again, this would have been a pro 2A person in general that just didn't own an AR-15. He's got hunting and shotgun. He goes dove hunting and he's goose and duck and everything. He's a big hunter guy. He doesn't have an AR-15 and he thought this thing was something that it wasn't, even him.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
It's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, so practice. So mission set. Thank you. That's just coming back to circle. So his mission set for his firearms are practical, right? A practical use for hunting, a practical use for whatever, and there's some fun in there too, because we all like to have fun with our firearms. The people, what you find about the budget shamers, especially the loud ones, because the loudest ones, everybody listens to, right?
Yeah.
The loudest budget shamers, what you find is not only is there a sentiment of budget shaming, there's a sentiment also of the way you should train with your rifle. The budget shaming, where does budget shaming start? Maybe it starts, there's a couple different places it comes from, in my thought anyway. And so one of those places that budget shaming comes from is this little slice of a pie we're talking about. These are military weapons and used by the military, in which case then are specialized even further for military uses. So there's this sense of mission in just inherently in the AR-15 space, right? Where if you own an AR-15, it better be for that purpose. Otherwise, you should not have one.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And sorry, but yeah, BS, right?
Yes.
Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Man, I like my ARs. I have a little 300 blackout truck gun. Same thing. I have a 300 blackout little truck gun. I've got my side-by-side shotgun. I've got my Ruger 1022, because everybody needs one. It's a little plinker. They're fun. And then I've got a couple of my regular carries, and that's really my great granddad's 270 hunting rifle. That's the extent of my arsenal right now. Will it grow? Yeah. When I'm ready, because I know I want to do that, reach out and touch something AR-10, just soup, and I'm going to build one for that purpose, and that will be its mission. Will I have just a regular run of the mill AR to shoot? Yeah, I'll probably make a fun gun. Really serves no mission other than I just like to shoot it. Where does that fit into that budget shaming conversation? Where does that fit into the mission set conversation, that I can have a fun gun?
Right.
BS. So that could be one place that budget shaming kind of stems from. The second one that I think of is stems from this thing called purchase defense. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this concept, we do it all the time, and a lot of times I do it, and I'm unaware of it. It's that because I bought something, and I'm surrounded, and I'm in a group of like-minded people that bought the same kind of thing, right, or the same one. Right. Instantly, especially if I paid good money for it, I will die on the cross talking crap about everybody else who didn't get one. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that purchase defense, man, is like, I did my due diligence. From my personal perspective, right? I searched, I found the best, I put it with the best, outfitted with the best. Now that I have it, I have a holier than thou platform to look down upon all of the rest of you plebs who didn't do the same thing I did, and it's because I bought it. Yeah, I spent so much money on it, and
you're in the club.
Yeah. Guess what? You are blinded by your purchase, and and now you just needed a something to justify you. Every time you budget shame, it justifies your purchase. It's not about the person who you're budget shaming. It's about you making sure that you feel good about spending that $5,000 to
We never
$7,000.
we never graduated from middle school. We're
Man,
all just middle schoolers.
yes,
So
dude.
Michael
Yes.
Dunn right here says that he went slow, picked out the parts, waited for deals and sales. Most of my viewers, and I think you guys can confirm this in the comments, most of my viewers are builders. That doesn't mean they haven't purchased an AR, but most of my viewers are builders. I think that's probably true for AT3. You guys are builder focused, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to go about it. That's my recommendation, is exactly what Michael Dunn said. He said in a follow-up comment here that he just grabbed an LPVO to put on it, and he went slow, got the parts he wanted, found them on sale, and I think that's great. Now, you can also do what MC says. By the way, MC, if you want, Tread is asking for, MC is one of my moderators. If Tread is asking for you to put a pinned comment with links to AT3 or maybe to Eagle Reloads, that'd be great, MC. But he says put that BMW badge on your Bear Creek AR. Is that budget shaming?
Yeah, I mean,
It's the M series. Put the M series logo on your BMW.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, reading. I'm catching up on comments. I wasn't even paying attention. Too busy yakking.
MC's gonna buy a BMW tomorrow. Ooh, an M series. He might be joking me. I don't think he's really being serious.
Well, hey, new year, new you, new car, new gun.
So Robert is an AT3 customer. Loves your videos.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I have. Let me first mute this.
Randy's stuff that they're doing over on AT3 are really good videos.
Thank you.
Everybody should check those out.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
let's put a pin in that too, because I'd like, in the spirit of 2024, I'd like to talk about what we're gonna, kind of what we're gonna do here and what my plan is for content. I hope to accomplish.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Budget then. Oh, have we talked all the way through that yet? We talked.
Well,
budget.
I was going to say, one of the things on my list was, I have a friend who doesn't watch my channel, but I'm not going to call him out. But if he were to watch it, he might know, because he bought an LWRC. Is that right? LWRC. Really high end lower receiver, like $200+ lower receiver, and checking it out, and it looks like a forged lower that I've got a dozen of over here in a drawer.
Yeah.
Now, I know that it has an LRWC, whatever. It has that logo on it, and I know that they did probably some different, maybe better finishing. Maybe the nitriding is perfect. Maybe the anodizing is perfect. Maybe it's got some. Maybe they tumbled it an extra time to make it a little bit smoother. Maybe they gauged every pinhole on the thing to make sure that it was perfect before they sold it. Maybe. I don't know, but maybe. I'm assuming they did something else.
If you care about all of those things, and if they really, really matter to you, but go ahead.
Right. So he's showing it. He's like, I finally am doing a high-end build. And I'm like, great. And he shows me this lower, and I'm like, looks like a standard mil-spec lower that you can get for, under $100 on AT3 or PSA or someone, and it looks like a standard lower. I've got a drawer of them, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at his, and I'm like, why $260 or $80 for this forged lower? I don't get it. I'm like, that's cool, man. Love it. I did not gatekeep him.
You bring up a good point, man. Yeah, you bring up a good point. In brand affinity, right?
Tribalism.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're in the club, man, you're in the club. But think about this. I like to think about it in the optics space, right? This is kind of funny because mainly, I mean, our biggest thing for that we do is we have our own line of optics. That's just, we put all of our time and effort, R&D, all this other stuff. We design it, all this good stuff. But in that spirit, then, okay, so think about optics. Okay. Uh, it was a comment that I had received the other day that triggered me. But it was and it was just one of those budget shaming comments. But I
Mhm.
I get a lot of them. Actually, I get a lot of them on the YouTube Shorts. That
Right.
because nobody's
Different
just like,
audience.
it's a different audience, right? The native comments on produced videos, very far and few between. But I got one the other day on my that 40-minute, 400 and almost 50,000 viewed, optics video. Like,
Yeah.
and the guy came in and just was saying that cheap Chinese crap, and company this company was out to steal people's money by offering cheap Chinese crap.
As
And
if
I
it was
go,
nefarious from the get-go.
dude, now check.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a very long-winded, very astute, well thought out, response to him, but it brought up an interesting thought, and that was, what phone do you have in your pocket? Oh,
Yeah.
and guess where a lot of big optics are made. Even the ones you brand, you defend and purchase
Right.
defense and all that other stuff, they're all coming out of there. And okay, yes, the ultimate goal would be bring it back to the home team, right? Yeah,
Right.
great. And one day, hopefully, but and you could see, companies like EOTech doing this, right? Like they're bringing in-house manufacturing. How much of it is in-house manufacturing versus in-house assembly?
Assembly.
Yeah, yeah. I actually think I feel that most companies in the 2A space that are bringing it back home would are doing it for that purpose, to bring it back to
Right.
the team, right? So I hope that that's their intention, and that's what they're doing, rather than offering that logo up as a marketing point, right? Because it's been bastardized, made in America. It doesn't mean crap hardly. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It makes you, anytime I have to make a buy something, I have to go find the About Us page first before I buy
Right.
online and find out if they're an actual, some US based state company. And then I read a little bit there about their About Us story to make sure it doesn't feel like crap. And then I consider
AI.
purchasing. Yeah, man. But, to that point though, uh, it's so he said, yeah. So I mean, I laid it all out, and I says, so who is the real wolf out to get our money? Is it the ones that keep saying or screaming to the top of the world that buy 5,000 or 4,000 or 3,000 or buy $1,000, thousands of dollars optics, or because the rest is garbage, the rest is
Right.
Chinese, the rest is doesn't have whatever. They have lifetime. We all have lifetime warranties. We all have the same glass. We have a lot of the same things coming out of the same, whatever. But in that spirit though, it's like, man, I feel like you guys are out to get my money. Everybody who's touting, everybody who's budget shaming
Oh,
is
yeah.
is the real wolves out to steal people's money, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to cost that much. And to be usable and effective, it doesn't have to cost that much. And if it breaks, I hope to God that whatever I buy, I better be able to turn it back in and you fix it and make me whole, you fix it or you make me whole with a new one, right?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, that should be the expectation. That's the bar.
then I don't have to worry about how I abuse it, how I use it, all this other stuff that I'm going to do with it, because it's got to be Randy proof or resistant, I guess.
Randy resistant.
Yeah. But if I can turn it back in, I mean, I'm gonna buy from that company all day, right? Because I
Yeah.
trust that, especially if and when I have to pull that trigger, it is easy, right? Hey man, this thing, happened, or write an email or something, and then you get an immediate response, or you're talking to Kevin in the warehouse or something, And he's like, hey, yeah, I'll send you a new one to, do this, do that. Here's the shipping label,
Right.
all this other stuff. No questions asked. That was so easy. Thank you.
Yeah.
And where's that been? Right. And I
Those
imagine,
companies are hard to find right now
yeah,
because I've only been in the I've been making YouTube videos since 2016, but I've only been working with manufacturers in the last year, companies in the last year, and more so in the last 6 months. And I've checked off so many companies that it's actually sad to me. Like I'm like, really? I thought you guys were awesome, and you're not, and that's a
yeah,
bummer to me.
it
It's
at one point they probably were, right. Started
yeah,
out wholesome minded. The almighty dollar is it's a terrible thing. Yeah, the last industry I left was the same thing. Fell to the almighty dollar, and that's just companies that I don't even want to parallel myself with or affiliate
yeah,
myself with. Purchasing as a customer or even like employment or whatever. But yeah, especially as a customer, I just don't. I'm not gonna buy from people who I may or may not get screwed over or may not get top quality service or what have you. So
yeah. It's tough. I'm spending less of my own personal money building the guns that are on my channel. That's changed a lot in the last 6 months. I have to make sure that I'm not blinded by the fact that this company sent me something that I thought was cool and then it's not cool. Um, I have a choice to make. Do I just make something up because I won't feel like I'm burdened to this company? Do I say it's great even though it's not? Do I embarrass the company and tell them the product's crap? I mean, you're left with a scenario there that I didn't really think I would be in this position. And sometimes you can also just say, I'm not going to say anything and just be like, I'm sorry, guys. It didn't work for me. You guys can have it back. So I've promised my viewers that if I'm gonna show it on the channel and it's gonna be something, even if I didn't pay full price or I got it for free, it's got to still pass the test of I would have spent my own money on it. Like
100%.
it can't just be cool and I'm showing it to you because I got it for free. That makes no sense. That makes no
Yeah,
sense at all. I'm a 100% shill at that point. I want nothing to do with that.
that's a beautiful segue into that next topic of like what's 2022 or 2024 look like for content and stuff like that,
Yeah,
because I'm in the same boat. I haven't said it explicitly on the videos or whatnot, but I hope people get the sentiment that or understand the sentiment that I have no filter. uh, I choose to very carefully filter my filter. But and I have no vendetta against any company or any product or any whatever. But if I put my hands on it and I have a whole warehouse of stuff to touch, and I walk back there and just start touching, and it doesn't work for me, I'll probably talk about it, like pivot pin tool, AR10 pivot pin tools that may or may not work with certain
yeah,
lowers, which defeats the entire purpose. Yeah, I'll talk about how crappy that was all day. So I don't have anything to lose in talking bad about, and that's a good thing. I understand your point, and good on you too. And like I'm not trying to force AT3 down your throat, but I'm also not trying to force the big whatever makes us the most money, the Aero, if Aero Precision is offering us whatever, and to am I tied to Aero Precision to talk about forever in eternity, and make sure that business stays good, so I make sure I talk about you guys in a good light, right?
yeah.
No, put out something crap and I'm going to tell it the world it's crap.
Well, I never got the vibe that y'all were just slinging product with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no morals.
Well, that's
Oh,
that comment. That's that comment of the budget shaming on my optics video. I was like, oh, okay. If you all of the information in here, you pulled out that I am trying to suck people's money away, right? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, you better come a little
So
harder at me with that.
this is someone had a comment about they use a smooth sided channel locks to push their pen in on their bolt catch. This is a little piece of Delrin. They come in a 5-pack on Amazon, and you can't see it on camera. You're not gonna be able to see it, but I drilled a hole that is half the depth of the pen. And then I have Delrin that I hammer. The pen sticks in this, and then I hammer this into my lower receiver, and this isn't going to scratch anything as long as I don't miss with my hammer. And I use this for sights on Glocks and drifting and all sorts of stuff. But I just drilled one little hole in there.
So yeah, no, that's a great
tip.
idea, dude. Heck yeah. Well, see, okay, so good. I mean that's one thing that the industry is kind of lacking in my, in some of my opinion is, okay, how many times can we build another charging handle, right? Okay.
Right.
How about we start making charging handles that serve a purpose, or hey, Lord forbid we, I don't know, try to solve a problem rather than just put marketing bullets on there that it solves the problem. Did it really? Have you tested? So good content 2024, man. This is my favorite. I'm so excited. Some of the bigger projects we're working. Oh, some of the projects we're working on right now. So I'm working on that quick, in and out building sequences. Pivot pin, in and out, single stage trigger, in and out. That's the only thing we talk about. We open up and say, here's the tools, here's how to do it, step out. But that way it's like kind of, and I'm going through, I just finished the entire complete upper, and I'm going through the lower and all of those little parts, and just breaking it down into each one of those. So that's kind of like you said, you watch that one part or that one video 100 different times just to catch that one little part. Yeah. I was like, yeah, why don't we just cut that one little part out and turn it into a whole bunch of little parts, right? So that's ongoing right now. That's kind of, those are quick and easy. So I get to work on bigger projects. One of the big projects I'm looking at is charging handles, and I just built a 7.5 inch 300 blackout, ready to be suppressed. I got the I think I got some kind of Griffins coming in or something, because they're a couple states over in Michigan, I believe. So got some suppressor going on there, and then we are going to town testing anything that has gas mitigation on their label.
Oh,
I have so I'm working with the indoor range. I already have cameras, so we're going to capture this. So I'm going to make it as gassy as I possibly can. We're going to shut down the ventilation system in the range, and we're going to light the heck out of it, and we're going to
so you can see everything.
Yeah, but guess what? You got to have a standard, right? You start with the GI handle, and then move into every single one after that. And I also have I think we might have a thermal camera or something that we're going to try to get this stuff with too. So we'll see if we can't mold all that
heat
stuff
coming out.
That brand new charging handle that Breek Arms put out. Yeah,
Breek is killing it,
dude. I talked to
the price and the quality and the customer service.
Yeah, dude, they're Minnesotan.
Okay.
Yeah. They're I mean, they're about 4 hours away, but yeah. No, that gas busting one, I told him, I said, hey, look, I fully intend to test this. And he goes, okay. And I says, sugar or ash, I'm going to say whatever. I said, if your product, it does what it says it does, and it's the best, it will show up. If it's not, it will show up. Are you ready to do that? And he goes, let's do it. And I said, all right, heck yeah, let's go down here. So I'm working. I got him on there. All the pieces have to come together. It's 2024. Holiday season gets really busy, but now we're back to focus. So that's one of the early projects I'm working on. That'll be really fun. I'm also doing. We've taken that muzzle device video that we did with all the sexy fireball shots and stuff. I'm gonna set a camera down range, and we're gonna go out towards the evening dusk hours, and we're just gonna go through different X flash hider. Here's what it looks like at distance. Here's what it looks like on the side. Let's just roll through all these different ones. You guys actually get to see it, in real time. Man,
great idea.
Yeah, thank you. And muzzle, so compensate. So muzzle devices is definitely an entire area I'm testing. There's more than just that. That's just a visual fun test to see what we can do, right? but I have a bunch of other testing to do on compensators to find out if a compensator is really, is a compensator really a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of lore,
Fluid
folklore in that.
dynamics, fluid dynamics kind of tells me something different. Like a cheese grated hole on the top is probably not doing a dang whole heck of a lot, you know.
Did you see what happened with
go ahead.
my tanker muzzle device that was kind of tucked inside of a handguard? Did you see that?
No, I didn't. Oh, you have to
Oh,
put a picture up.
well, I threw an 8.6 blackout together real quick to go test.
Yeah.
The gun didn't exist 30 minutes before I went to the range. Like I just threw it together. And the handguard is a 12.7 from Aero Precision, and the barrel is a 12.
Mm-hmm.
And thus the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a tanker style muzzle device on it where it's going straight out the sides.
Yep.
After 10
big
shots.
Yeah.
Yes. 10 shots, I realized, I don't think I can show it. It's right here, but 10 shots, I saw a crack. And I'm like, are you serious? This cracked my handguard. After 30, 40 total shots, it's completely cartooned.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool though. I mean,
so
poor
now,
handguard. Do you need a new one? I'll send you a new one.
I'm gonna Dremel it down and see if my suppressor will now fit on there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The 8.6 modified itself in order to fit itself. It's a self-modifying.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let me also.
So what else for content for you?
Yeah. So muzzle compensators is one that I really can't wait to test, and then start to talk crap about compensators, or let's see if somebody build a better mousetrap, right? Because these ones don't do anything. Breek arms, BREEK, B with a B, bravo. Yeah, so I still need to go and finish the indoor shooting range kind of thing. I liked where that was headed, and I have a couple episodes in my in the world or on the board there for that. I'm gonna do some local and business tours. So there's machining shops that I get to go check out, and probably after SHOT Show there's going to be quite a few other places that I might be able to go check out. But that's the short term stuff. So I got a bunch of bigger stuff on there. I do want to go. I promised in the optics video to take each one of those, pull them out, put them into its own thing. So if I only want to know, and then expand on it, because there's still some in there like zeroing and all this other stuff. So pull each one of those out, so I don't have to watch that 40-minute thing and chapter jump, because I know it sucks, but it's kind of fun to make a big one like that. But
you probably already have the content too, so you don't even have to reshoot much.
Yeah, well, no, I have to. I'll rinse and repeat some stuff, but no, I'll rewrite everything and pull them all out and stuff like that. I would like to start. So we did start carrying like Glock and SIG and all these aftermarket parts and things, and not building Gucci Glocks, but also like you could like Travis said, you could get a PSA dagger for pretty dang cheap, and then you can upgrade and modify the heck out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to start down that path in the handguns and stuff like that. So
there's a lot to do there.
There's AKs still to tackle too. So.
AKs are on my list too. I have one AK. I haven't seen it for 3+ years. It is in the back, buried of my safe. I know it's there, but I have not laid eyeballs on that thing in probably 3 years.
Yeah. Well, and that's on my to buy list. My safe is getting full already, but with my purpose built guns. But no, actually, I will definitely have a couple of those. Something 7.62 by 39 for sure. So. But yeah, there's handguns to tackle in the hole. We can get down to that rabbit hole. Let's start talking about the
there's comps for them too. You can test all the same things.
Mm-hmm. The crossover. The crossover is going to be really easy. Like your threaded barrels and 9mm PCCs. Let's start bridging that gap, and then we can start kind of getting into handguns and stuff too.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, there's a lot there. And then competition kind of stuff, because we have a guy on our staff, the buddy of mine, Charlie, and he's our marketing director guy. But he used to shoot. I think he's getting back into it. That USPCA,
I
and
want to do that.
yeah. I haven't. And I'm like, no, no, no. I don't want to buy all the gear. No, I don't want to go get a
You
race.
already have all the gear you need.
I know.
I think you could start tomorrow.
Yeah, personally, I don't, but I have access to it. Yeah, and I'm gonna
You got
and
access to
and
it.
I know I'm going to get it too. Yeah, there's a company in Minnesota here called Defense Mission. Oh, geez, let me not butcher their name so I can give them some kind of defense mechanisms. They do a bunch of body armor type. Not they don't do the body armor, but they do the kits. They do
Yeah,
all the pouches, the belts,
plate
the whole nine.
carriers and
Yeah, yeah,
accessories. And
all of it. Yeah, so I told myself I would never step foot into another freaking body armor again. The desert is not fun. No, it's just not fun.
it's like instant PTSD, right? When you put
Oh
it back on.
God, I mourn every time. I even if I think about it, I just mourn it. But in that spirit, though, that is something to talk about in this space, and people, it's an avenue that people are interested in, and we need to talk about it, right?
Yeah,
First aid is one of the big ones that I want to
dude.
tackle.
Top of it should be on the top of everyone's list. Everyone probably owns a tourniquet, but they probably don't know where it is. Yeah,
I plan that. Okay, I should probably add that one too. Yes, I have a full. I plan to what range bags, right, and range bag loadouts, and thinking through all of the little pieces, and why would you have this? Not theory onto why would you put it here, because in case of that, not those. Man, that's another thing. This 2A, this 2A.
are you making a list?
This 2A community loves to just talk about what ifs. It's terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
plan. Yeah, we can plan all day for whatever scenario. Here's all the items you should have in like a range bag, and then in your med kit bag. And what if we're doing not just a general range bag? I have a range bag. I have a Vertex backpack for some of my pistols and stuff. And so that has a different carry. That has a bunch of different stuff in there. My range bag for rifles and stuff, one of the main ones, that's got a completely different carry, and it's fully
Yeah.
kitted. Everything's fully kitted and whatnot. And then medical too. Like I keep my med kit in the truck. That one's different. The big med box is in the back of the truck. That one's got a completely different loadout, right? These are all things that there's YouTube channels out there doing it really, really well. But that Army first aid had taught so many people, and it's so easy. It's so easy that we had to recite it, verbatim in order to get promoted type stuff. So like verbatim. So yeah, it's drilled in the head, but it saves lives and it works, right?
Does
So
it have snacks?
Let's get that, huh?
Does it have snacks?
Oh, mine?
MC's range bag has snacks.
It should have snacks. I think you should. Especially if you're getting shaky out on the range, eat
Right.
something, calm down. Yeah. But yeah, so first aid is definitely on the agenda. And I think that's going to be some valuable information, and it just fits naturally into this space too. And then range bag loadouts and stuff is another one. So,
Well, I did a real short, like 4-minute video about a week ago on what I'm doing in 24, and it was actually titled "Stuff I Didn't Get Done in 23."
that's perfect, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just being real.
Yep.
But I have 2 budget / not budget AR builds that are coming January, February.
Nice.
One of them I've introduced, the other one people don't really know about. And then we're going to build. My daughter is ready to build her first AR-15. She is 11, and I'm going to go ahead and go 5.56 for her, and then we're just going to run that CMMG 22 conversion, because she's pretty much only interested in 22 right now.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a full Cerakote job, not nice, but still budget, right? And then
On that, to that point, I was listening to I listened to the Meat Eater podcast like religiously and stuff. So I was listening
Yeah.
to one of Steve's episode. They were talking about suppressors, and they were talking about kids' reaction to what they hear, sound they perceive as concussionary or whatever,
Yes.
in their shoulder, and it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Are you thinking going a can on hers?
So she already has a couple of other guns that are 22s that don't have cans,
Yeah.
but the couple of them are threaded. So we could. I don't own a 22 can. I only own big cans. I don't own a 223 size can.
Yeah.
So
It's on another thing on the list.
On the list, and I did just hook up with oh man, I don't want to say the name wrong. There's a silencer company that I just hooked up with. I got some emails in the last couple of weeks. So,
Awesome.
Silencer Shop.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do a little series on like how easy it is to get your silencer going, because that's a question a lot of people have. Like,
that's perfect.
Trust and but the main thing that is on my list that did not happen in 23 that I guess is going to happen in 24 is the bolt guns are coming very soon to the channel. So
very nice.
I've got a chassis that's here. I showed it off the other day. I've got a trigger that's on the way. Working with I think I told you the trigger manufacturer I'm working with. I haven't announced it yet, but really cool triggers. Some brand new triggers that are new. Awesome. This guy doesn't care about SHOT Show. I was asking him. Yeah. We were talking on the phone like right before Christmas, and I was like, "Do we need to wait and plan this to be ready to come out? These videos to come out when SHOT Show?" He's like, "No, man, it's ready now."
Yeah.
I'm not waiting on that. Like, it's ready now. Let's go. Yeah, I'm like, all right, that's refreshing.
That's perfect.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
And then okay, so bolt guns, couple ARs. There's always going to be a pistol build happening. Usually an 80% arms. GST9 is pretty much always in the works on the channel. I love building those. Like, just come out here with like no cameras on and like just building a pistol is one of my favorite things.
I haven't done it yet, but I can't wait.
Yeah, it's probably more enjoyable. Maybe it's because it's new to me. Like, I've only been doing it a couple of years, but it's in the same category as just sitting down, listening to a podcast or something and building an AR-15. It's in that same category. It's just, it's my Lego time. It's my kid Lego time.
There it is. The adult Lego time. Yep. 100%. That's cool, dude. Is that so? That's what all you didn't get to?
The last thing, the long range you were mentioning. So I've got an AR-10 and 6.5 Creedmoor that I built over a year ago. It's a fantastic gun. It's got a super nice optic on it. It shoots really well, but it's only been out to 850 yards. And it actually shot, I have to look at the video to remember. It was either 7 for 8 or 8 for 8 at 850. And that was my first time doing that. I was working with a personal trainer, and I shot 8 shots as the last 8 bullets I had at 850. And I was either 7 for 8 or 8 for 8. I don't remember, but I shot really well at 850. The gun is capable. I got to go to 1,000. I got to just get the 1,000 thing.
I mean, come on, you have to. Right?
I was there. I was so close. I just got to keep going.
That's awesome.
So that's on the list. And Fiocchi is sponsoring some ammo for that project. So I have their competition. I've got 10 boxes. 10 boxes or 20 boxes? I don't remember. I've got like 10 boxes of their of their performance line that their shooting team gets. Only occasionally is it available for sale. It's listed on their website, but it's always out of stock. Sometimes it's in stock, but you can't get very much of it. I think they have like a 2 or 5 box limit whenever you can get it. But anyway, I've got some of those. I can't wait to go play with that.
That sounds fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That ballistics and stuff. I mean, there's so many topics to talk about. But you SHOT Show. We forgot to. We'll get back to SHOT Show real quick.
Yeah, let's talk SHOT Show.
So we're heading. So you're popping your cherry. I'm popping my cherry. Are you going up on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you doing the?
I'm actually going on Thursday. My wife and I are going to spend like 3 days there, and then she's flying out Sunday morning, and I've got all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday. But here's the kicker: I have to make a 10 o'clock flight on Wednesday morning.
Ooh.
Because my varsity basketball team has a tournament. I got to get on a bus at 3 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, you're cutting the wire.
Yes. I'm going to drive from the airport to the school, probably have to take off my AR-15 shirt, get on the bus, and then we're driving like 2-hour drive down to a tournament. It's a 4-day tournament.
My Lord.
I
Good for
know.
you, man. Good for you. That's
Fire me
dedication.
up.
Dedication. You got to keep going, moving. Yeah. We're heading. I'm heading in on Sunday, doing the shoot day on Monday.
Yeah.
The big range day, and then I plan on just walking. I have no agenda to see anybody. I'm definitely not doing the YouTube walk around. Hey, look at this new thing from Aero Precision. Like
That'll be me. That'll be me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to talk meat about that, but
I know. I'm just
for channel for like our channel is just like that horse has been, for the.
So there won't be an AT3 booth.
No.
Okay, you're going just to cover it.
I'm just going to just be there and see it. I'll pop in and I'll do some stuff there. I haven't really fully fleshed out what the plan is for video. I've got some ideas and stuff, but my plan is to walk around with no plan and then see stuff that is interesting or that catches my eye, and if I like it, then I'll talk about it, or hey, let's talk about it or something. So
cool.
Yeah. So, so I plan on just starting top to bottom and walking around. We have a couple companies that we have to talk to. I definitely want to meet. There's some vendors and stuff that we use, that I have relationships with on email and phone, but I have to go see them and stuff. So, I'm excited to go. Like the Timber Creek Outdoors guys, I'm excited to talk to them. Those good people, it seems.
They're the ones getting me into the range day.
Very nice.
I'm going under Timber Creek's name.
Yes, dude. Very nice. Yeah. So
got their info. You hooked me up with them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, those guys are. They just seem like good guys. So guys and girls, the whole team over there, I feel really warm and fuzzy about. I guess. I would like to talk to Aero Precision. I'm going to talk to Aero Precision, and we are the biggest in Minnesota retailer for Aero and stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah, they gave us a plaque, so hopefully they want to talk to us. No, they're really good. Some of the guys that we talk to they're good people too. So, I can't wait to just have all of those conversations with the vendors, and then find new people and just walk around. Fly on the wall, and see what it's like. So
if you're watching here in the comments, what do you guys like to see when people are, I guess more for me, because Randy's not really going to do content there, but what type of coverage are you looking for? Like my plan is to just go have little interviews with people. I might even do like a mini podcast, like something like 10 minutes. I've talked to a couple of companies that are interested in that, but I don't really want to have too much of an agenda. I also only have one day. So I'm going to be limited on what I'm able to do, but I don't know. This year may just be a feel it out situation. And then next year I'll have more time next year. I won't have as many other events happening in my life next year.
Well, you know what? At some we should decide on a time on that Tuesday, and if you will, let's give us each some time to like take some of it in, and then let's meet up somewhere and talk about it. Like I'll go live on my stuff, you go live on yours. We'll just talk about what we see, what we like, and what else we have to see. Because
some lives from the floor might be fun.
Dude,
that might be a good idea.
Yeah. I'll do Instagram ones and YouTube ones here and there. But we'll talk. We'll meet up, and if you want to bring me back on or talk with me, I'll talk with you about what we see. It's our first time.
And we could even do a post shot show conversation too.
Yep.
Kind of what we did. So Tread is looking for reloading innovation. I got to be honest, guys. I have dropped the ball in the last year on reloading.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning on doing a lot of reloading. There was a lot of reloading content over on Eagle Reloads. That channel is still growing, even though I'm not really posting reloading content over there. which is great. I think I'm coming up on 3,000 subscribers, and
Hey.
yeah, so it's doing okay. But the reloading stuff, I've dropped the ball on, and I think balancing. Most of you guys know I'm a small business owner. I have 30 employees. I have 2 small children. I have a wife, and I coach a high school basketball team as a side job for fun. This is my 20th year coaching varsity basketball. And I'll give you one more detail. I have 8 state championship rings as well.
Dang.
8 rings.
Look at
Anyway. So I'm doing a lot of things, and I try, when I do something, I try to do it at least a mid-tier level. I try to be above average if I'm doing something. If I'm gonna spend my time on it, it needs to do something. And so the reloading stuff, I've had to focus on shooting. When I have time, I have to go to the range to test something for a video that I'm going to make next week, and I've got to get this part in. And then I'm spending a lot of time emailing companies as well and talking about different parts that are coming out. This has turned into a lot more work than what I thought it was going to be.
Where do you find the time, my man?
I'm having a blast, though.
Yeah,
I am absolutely having a blast.
As long as it's fun, then it doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And the good companies are the ones that make it easy to work with them. Man, that's the exciting part.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
YouTube restrictions, they won't let you show anything on reloading. You kind of have to do it like guns. You can't show how to make the ammo. Or how to make the gun. You can only show, well, these bullets, I'm going to test them out, and then we go to the range. I can't tell you how many grains of powder I put in there, or how my seeding depth is, or they'll demonetize it.
That's an interesting thing too. Is the YouTube? Let's talk real quick. YouTube guidelines, right? And what can and can't be shown. I'm pushing the limit on purpose.
You are.
Oh yeah.
But you're unmonetized though, right?
No, we're monetized.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I turned that on a while ago, or a few months ago, and but YouTube has changed. YouTube has changed their position, I believe, and here's why. I got to after the whole earlier stuff, when they were doing a big dump again, earlier last year, they actually started, was it Mr. Guns and Gear, I believe, was a big proponent, or was a big point of that. And now what it's different on the back. I have a warning right on our channel from the lost episode from back when. That got a warning, then strikes and all this other stuff. Well, that warning is you can't remove it until now. And now I can go appeal, or not. I have to take training. And January 24th, that warning just disappears, giving me a free clear.
I think mine came off this morning. I think I think this morning mine disappeared because I took the training 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah. But the question,
I got no strikes in 23, 0 strikes in 23. I went a whole year, and that's never happened.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think, but the questions that YouTube has in that remedial training, right?
Yes.
Is it shows that they are now understanding legal and fully legal shit stuff, and the 80% stuff, right? The stuff that we don't want to see. So now every time I go to monetize a video, it says, is it firearms related? Yes. Here's the questionnaire. Does it showcase, firearms being used in a safe environment and it's fully legal and all this other stuff? Yes. Okay. Good luck. I just got a strike the other day, or it was last week. I got a strike out of the blue. I got a strike on some random video. It was one of Travis's videos. And I was like, apparently we can't do anything for a week. I appealed it. 5 minutes. Approved. Appeal approved. You're good.
Oh, they approved it. Mine are usually denied in like 30 seconds. Nobody looked at this. You're not fooling me.
Oh, yeah. And that was the old YouTube, right? Now, especially, the channel that, I think we had in the last 30 days, 1.25 million views or something. So, for a channel that's bringing views to YouTube, you better be able to be responsive or something. So it's the whole YouTube scene is changed on the YouTube side, and now I'm pushing the limit to see how far I can actually take it. And so far, they're letting me go pretty dang far. All the stuff that we were afraid of showing and stuff before, I'm not really afraid to show it. you know,
Interesting.
yeah.
I feel like I've been getting away with a lot over the years.
Yeah. Oh, we were early on. I was getting away with a lot, and I found so
Then you
I,
got bigger.
dude, I do YouTube for a living. Like I know the game. I
Yeah.
game the system, right? I love gaming the system. That is my favorite thing to do. In which case, the SEO, the searchability, the this, the that, the whatever. In which case, after I got that first strike, I started to go. All right, what does YouTube AI filters pick up on? Lower receiver.
Yes, that word.
These words, right? So, but I can say lower and doesn't get picked up. So I say lower because everybody knows what it is, you know. Pistol, was it pistol grip or butt stock? You know, butt stock can be heard by AI as bump stock
Yes.
if I don't say it right,
Yes.
and I can get flagged. Okay, well, so guess what? I don't say. I just say stock. You know, I just say pistol or I just say grip. You know, but so I can avoid the first wave of YouTube, you know, and by just kind of naturally reading some tea leaves that may or may not be there, but it seems to be working because now every time I talk about a lower receiver, anytime I talk about a butt stock, um, no questions asked. You know, I'm not afraid of getting a strike because I'm like, I doubt they're going to pick up on it.
I've come up with some really clever words to describe things that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll say the bottom instead
Yep.
of the lower. I'll say bottom.
I do the
On the
same thing
bottom
with
part.
I do the same thing with like hush hush cans and all these quiet,
Yes.
things like that. So, but yeah, it's actually really good. In my perspective, it's finally YouTube. Thank you. This is a business that's fully legal, just like every other business in America.
Yeah.
You're now going to finally not restrict us on what we can and can't say and show and can't show. Okay, so we're still doing Rumble stuff like that, but I honestly think that with this YouTube saw the writing on the wall with the giant swath of the 2A community that was about to jump ship, you know, and they go, yeah, we should probably rethink this. So
I think Tread's comment here, I think it's a curve like this. I think when you're little, you get away with a lot. And then I think as you go up and you get a little bit bigger, then you can get hammered a little bit more. And then I think once you get bigger, you get away with a little bit more. But I would say in that 8 for me, in like the 5 to 10,000 subscriber range, that was when I was getting smashed on strikes.
Well, I can tell you, I can tell you what the big channels do because I keep track of all of them and all their analytics and all their data and all their views and all their subscribers and all that other stuff, right? All the channels that we all watch and know and love, I keep tabs on them. They get hit just as much. I watch, when the waves of strikes were coming through or whatever, I pulse the channels constantly and I can see, they haven't posted in like 7 days or 14 days.
Why.
I wonder why. And then all of a sudden a new video comes out. Oh, okay. You guys probably got striked for something, right?
Yeah.
In which case, I can tell. So, no, those big channels, they're getting hit too. I have the tendency to I would have the potential to get hit, but I don't know if I figured the system out. I feel like I'm sneaking around. I'm walking a tightrope, but at any moment that tightrope could go. But anyway, it's like, yeah, man, those channels get hit just as much. We all get hit just as much. It's just it's what the YouTube picks up on. And you have to think there's no human being searching all that content at every waking hour of the day and sleeping hour of the day no, it's AI. And the first thing they can pick up is not visuals. AI doesn't know what they're looking at. Go tell AI or drop an image and whatever. It can't tell you anything. It knows words and it can transcribe itself, in which case I'll just change my words first.
Have you heard of this Chris guy at CloverTac? Do you know him?
Chris at CloverTac.
I know. I kind of know who he is. I've never talked to him. I don't know if I reached out to him or not at one point, but apparently he I don't even know. So I've heard all sorts of stuff. Somehow he's been helping YouTube figure out how to navigate some of this stuff.
Good.
But
good.
he has a channel called
It's
Clover
cool.
Tack. I've seen it a couple times. And yes, Google does
Yes.
own YouTube. So it's
Yeah.
Google and it's their AI and it's
Yep.
very advanced and
Yep. Thank
they
you,
get after it.
Michael. We all forget that there's some couple big companies out there running
Yeah.
the whole show, right? So, yeah, no, that's it's great that they finally adopted. They're seeing it. It took to 2023 to figure it out. Now, our worry is more what the states and what the government's going to do with the 2A community versus anything else, right? And then we all have to follow suit and duck, dive, and weave, dodge, dip, duck, dive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That 2024 is going to be interesting in that aspect because all election years are, right?
Oh, are we ready for that?
No, because I'm not going to do it. No, politics. I just, no thanks.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah,
it's usually good for the gun community.
I know.
Um,
Yeah.
no matter which way, it's usually good for the gun community. Usually, there's going to be some people running to, hopefully, to our channels and to people here watching and asking questions.
Yes. Yes.
I like I was saying with you on that
Bring it.
question asking my
Yeah.
brother who like knows everything about me. He had some questions about the AR-15 that I found really interesting.
Hey, bring
I
us
was
you're inquisitive, you're
I,
sick, you're poor, you're hungry,
I should have done a
bring
better
all it.
job. I'm like, I feel like I should have taught you this over the years. Like, he was like, wait, doesn't like, sometimes I feel like those morning talk shows, The View or whatever, and they're like, you shot a deer with an AR-15. Was there anything left? As if it's some sort of exploding bullet that comes out of the gun. And I'm
I
like,
I love it.
where did I go wrong?
I love it. Man, if
Yeah.
I love listening and Brandon and Donut, I love
Yeah.
just listening to them rant about this stuff. I won't rant, but I'll listen to other people rant. I'll listen to both sides. Well, actually, I won't listen to both sides rant, but they're so funny, man. And then the shit show that is Twitter, or X or whatever. That's so. It's actually the stuff that you could see on those platforms, man. I have to avoid those platforms because I just don't want that in my life. I just don't need to
Yeah.
see a whole bunch of. I know it's out there. It's what can I do, right? Yeah, okay, all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, man, for my own personal sanity, I can't watch that stuff. I can't not put myself on those spaces. So, can you put a brace back on yet?
Boy, get
We
your
saw actually.
braces out.
Hey, SB, yeah, I think we just reached out to SB or something. I think that they're back in. Might have a couple ready to go, or a few that we have different options back. But I mean, yeah, if you want to, would you? Would I? No, I've got better solutions, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So SBR, if you file your SBRs right now, it's like 24 days on average. So or 34 days or something like that. It's around a month, plus or minus. But you can I got one back real quick. I
yeah.
also got denied one time and had to resubmit it.
Oh,
There was a D and a 0 on the lower receiver that was, I swear I typed it incorrectly, but if you look at it in the picture, I'm still not sure what I had to not submit that one because I'm not sure based on looking at the lower if it's a D or a 0. I can't tell, and so I just submitted a different lower.
Yeah, that does bring up another fun point too to talk about is that SBR and that sentiment of I don't want the government on the list and all this
Right.
other stuff. Like, man, they got my DNA, they got my social security number, they've got everything at this point.
Concealed weapon holder.
I want my legal foldable 300 blackout truck gun, right? I'm gonna be legal, but I'm gonna have that thing. So yeah, in which case, I'll pony it up. I'll play the game, So, suppressors and stuff too. I'll play the game. That one's actually getting pretty easy too, isn't it? Like shipping, you get a suppressor to your door if you're following all the right steps and whatnot.
I don't know about to your door, but that could be true. I bought one 2 summers ago and I picked it up last summer. It took 13 months, but allegedly it's more like 120 days right now. So I mean, that's in the 6-month range. That's not terrible.
Well, I mean, we've got what about half a dozen or more AR fanatics in the office, right?
Yeah.
Almost all of us. In which case, yeah, I think get somebody just a couple of them. I think Jordan or Kevin or somebody just got picked up another one, and they said it was one of the shortest waits they've ever had for any of their cans.
They were taking more than a year, and now they're like 6 months.
Yeah, and the digital way to go sounds like
The
it's just
e-file is faster.
mhm.
So, Tread, correct, but allegedly after 90 days, that record has to be destroyed on the government side. On the FFL side, they have to keep it forever.
Yeah,
So, which a lot of times things are damaged or
fire.
flooded or fired or whatever. There's, so allegedly you're not on a list. Allegedly.
See, yeah, and then there is a part of me that's like, do I really want to do the digital thing, or do I want to make some government worker file some paperwork somewhere for doing all this crap? Then, yeah, I might just hand jam it and just barely make it, make it legible. But somebody's gonna do some work for this crap.
You're slowing us all down.
You guys are getting paid. You're taking my money to have this agency anyway, and to do all this anyway, and then you're making me pay more money to even go through it. All right, whatever. Here, do some work while you're at it, right? Yeah. I'm a big
So,
fan.
Michael, you'll see on a lot of companies' websites that sell complete firearms, the guns are relisted now with pistol braces as
Oh,
they were before.
mm.
So, PSA and some of those guys, you'll see the pictures have changed on some of those guns that they're offering, and they put the pistol braces back on. And that's just
Inside,
as of the last couple months.
yeah, inside baseball. When the pistol brace thing came down, we took everything off and threw them away. There was none for sale, and there was none for sale or anywhere. We wanted them out of the building.
Right.
So my personal one, that before I SPR that thing, I had to go. I just threw it away. It's like at this point,
Yeah.
I'm not playing this flip floppy game. I'll get rid of it. And then wait till they figure it out and then decide what to do. But in that meantime, you're right. Yeah, the last couple months that has changed, and so I, PSA when places like PSA when that ruling came down, they're stuck with a whole bunch of inventory that they cannot move because now you have to rip all the braces off them, and it's like it makes you wonder like I mean, your grandfather, how many felons, overnight from like
They
CMMG
never
bands?
knew. Yeah.
Yeah. Or all of that stuff. Not just never knew, but so bought it that way from the company. And
Right.
then to have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And it's probably, and when the law flips again, they're flip-flopping from felon to non-felon. They have no idea. It's sitting in their safe somewhere.
Right.
What?
So, okay, so here's the thing. Here's a funny thing to me. You know that there was they talked about the numbers. There was only like a couple 100,000 people that actually filed for the amnesty or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you had a 10-inch with a pistol brace and you filed for it, and now that rule goes away, do you get to take your item off of the NFA? No. So you now have an NFA item that now comes with all these other things to keep track of, and just, oh, I'm sorry from the government. They didn't say they're sorry. They didn't even give you an apology. They changed the law and then they changed it back. And in the meantime, those 200,000 people now have an NFA item. So if they go across to Oklahoma or over to Michigan or wherever you are, you cross the state line, you're in big time federal crime punishment area.
F you in the B prison.
That's what I was trying not to say.
Yeah.
It's federal pound me prison.
Yeah.
And there's not a sorry. They didn't say sorry.
No, God, no. They were
Yeah.
actually what more what they would rather do in my I would imagine is okay. Now we got 200,000 people that we can come and put in jail if we needed to or wanted to, or we know that you're a felon now, or what have you.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy,
That's
man.
so crazy that we just, and on one hand, it's like there was mass non-compliance, right? But on the other hand, like we just kind of let them,
Mhm.
I mean, no one did anything about it. We just either complied or didn't comply, and
And
either
we've been letting government regulate us for since government was enacted. Maybe those first, I mean, the first vision was definitely the right vision, but since money took over, and it's a dismal place, man.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's a dismal place.
that's why
Well, but
that's why I don't get
2023 is gonna be my year.
it. 2024 is my year. Woo! New year, new me. That's funny. All right, man. I should probably get out of here. We've been at it for what,
Yeah,
an hour and a half? Oh, good.
it goes real fast. I
Oh,
don't know how that happens, but it goes real fast.
good. I can't wait for the
So
next one. Hey, yeah, we should have some of these conversations. I need to do a live stream for our first time on our channel too. So, I got to figure that. I have a really, really good idea for podcasts and live streams.
okay.
I'm gonna have to talk to you offline, and then
Okay,
you're
well, let's
then you
we'll
have
say
to spend
goodbye here.
yeah, and then you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
hang
spend
out for a second.
say again.
Hang out for a second. We'll say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, let's do that.
Appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you. My main moderators over here, AR Patriot Nation, fantastic guy. Go check him out. MC is Michigan conservative, fantastic dude. If you want to see some sneak peeks on MC and what he thinks about different types of calibers, you need to watch my video that posted yesterday. It was the fantasy caliber draft. I'm sure all of you in the comments have already seen it, but I'm hoping that video gets more views. It's only been live for 24 hours and it's not blowing my socks off yet with the numbers, but I think we'll see how it does over the next little bit. So,
Nice.
all right. Well, thanks everybody.
Hey, Michael Dunn, you're awesome, dude. Appreciate you and all the. This is fun, dude. I miss live stream so much, so we
Yeah.
can do more.
We'll do more.
Thanks,
Okay,
everybody.
everybody. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, thanks.